Hello ladies and gents, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to a new night review. In front of us is the new Renault Rafale. This is the Atelier Alpine top trim. It's even higher than the E-Street Alpine. Now we have a plug-in hybrid on the test. It's the E-Tech but plug-in hybrid, not full hybrid. I will have the full hybrid 200 horsepower in a month on a test as well. But tonight we're testing the plug-in hybrid. If you unlock the car, you can see the beautiful headlights. Now we have matrix LED headlights. We're going to check the performance outside the city. You can see here the diamond puddle light. Now, what's inside? Inside is the 1.2 liter 3-cylinder turbo petrol, 150 horsepower, front electric motor with 63 horsepower and 136 horsepower. So these are combined 204 horsepower if you're driving only electric, and 150 horsepower if you're driving only petrol. But it's never only petrol. The system will slightly charge the battery and then drive electric for better efficiency. 4Control, so dual motors, all-wheel drive, rear axle, 5-degree steering, helps you with those U-turns and parking maneuvering. Now, if I press the button, you can see the lights once again. Profile, if we go to the back here, very nice and sharp design. I can use this to open the cargo. So this is the sport back, but it's a hatch. We have a very spacious cargo space, so 630 liters, 1,900 if you knock down the seats. You can press here as well to close. Now let me just show you here. If I lock the car, there's this like gimmick on the back, same when you unlock it, so you can see that. And this is if I press the remote, lights on, and then we have also the dynamic turn signals. So that is that. Now let's jump inside. Now we're greeted with this open R-Link. Of course, you can disable that in the infotainment if you get bored of it. Beautiful interior. You can see the lights on the top, they will fade out. And I've left the panel roof open, but doesn't really matter, you can't see it. One thing, if you check the night review or night tour, there is no light in the glove compartment for some reason. But you have USBs that illuminate here on the back and even on the back armrest. Okay, let's start the car. You can see on the front little headlight stands. So just see how bright the long beam is. Okay, let me just see here. If I press the button on the left stock, I have engaged the automatic long beam. Now let's do a little music test. Yeah, 12 speakers, Harman Kardon, so this is a pretty good sound system, I gotta say. I'm really pleased with this one. We have a subwoofer on the back on the left side, and this is 485 watts if I'm not mistaken. So very good sound, good bass, nice and clear. Okay, before we head out, there's this EV mode. So you can see here there's a hybrid. If I press it, you can see hybrid, electric, and e-save. E-save will tell the system to save at least 40 or 30% of battery if you're planning going uphill, and in that case you want to have some juice left, so that's that. Also, I think it will charge the battery, and if you get to like lower state of charge, because it wants to keep the battery at 30%. Now before we head out, reverse, you can see the camera's excellent resolution. If you move here, you can see even the wheels. It's not super bright. I'm not sure how is it creating this top view. It must be the mirror, but yeah, some good features, decent resolution for parking. This one's sharper on the sides. It's kind of not that sharp, but for the purpose of parking, it's more than good. Let's put it to drive, and we're gonna head out. So first thing, when you sit in this car, you're gonna notice that when you start moving the steering, it's just kind of weird because it's short because of that rear axle steering. And I've actually demonstrated that in the day point of view driving, but you know, I can show it to you right now here. So in the car settings, you just go to the dynamic chassis, and what's interesting as well, you can follow here how the system decides if it wants to use the front drive or the rear drive. I've seen it rarely using all-wheel drive at the same time, so it's sometimes using the back, sometimes using the front, but it's very interesting. And then you can see the degrees as well for the steering. I'm going to leave it just a little bit on, so you might see it here in the bend or not. Now, another thing, this is nice and tall. We have 21-inch alloys. You can feel them, but the suspension is nice and soft for the most part, but you do have big alloys and you lose a little bit comfort in that area. But the suspension is in the comfortable setting. There are 3 settings for the suspension, for the engine, and for the steering feedback. So that is that. We're going to come into roundabout, so pay attention to the rear axle. You're going to see the rear steering. It's like 1 degree now, 2, 3. So sometimes it's like even one's 2, the other one's 1, so it's independent. Now, what they've added here, this car is very stable in the bends. There's less leaning, and also the suspension is adaptive, so the camera on the top scans the road and it adapts the suspension as well. Now, let's get back here to the normal setting. Now, we have Open R-Link 2nd generation. We have a great Google built-in. We have the voice assistant that works great, and there is Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, but honestly, you don't need it. And you can now download apps directly through the infotainment because you have a Google Play Store, and then you can download Waze, Spotify, and so on. Now, you might notice that I'm driving electric. I'm gonna come to the consumption and the rest. I did consumption test, but just a little bit more about the driving experience and the feedback. I've told you this has 300 horsepower. It's nice and fast, smooth on the road, and it's like butter when you're driving. It's really pleasant. Car is very comfortable. You have these sport seats, also very comfortable. You're tall, you have a good sitting position, you have a good overview. You can see the hood if you're a taller person. It just gives you that big, nice feeling or sense of protection. And you really are tall and you have a great overview. Spacious interior, spacious cargo space, so nice posh feeling materials. Renault has really stepped up their game, especially in this new generation, and they've also stepped up with the technology, and overall it's a great story. Now, just realized, sorry, that this light was on. But back to what I was saying, they've stepped it up and they've wrapped it up really good. Their cars are now more posh feeling inside, more posh looking. This baby looks amazing. I'm gonna engage the recuperation now full, just to recuperate some of that energy back into the battery. And then if I feel like it's too much, I can always lower it. Now, this car has 0 to 100. I'm gonna try to test that tonight. I think it was 6.4 seconds, and that should be quite good for this car. It's quite impressive to have 6 seconds 0 to 100. Now, let's talk about a little bit about that consumption. I did a power consumption, I did a fuel consumption with an empty battery, so you know how much fuel you're gonna burn in case your battery gets depleted, and what happens, how the system reacts when you have an empty battery and you keep driving. But this drive is just so smooth, and even with this sharp turns, with this rear axle turning, it's just, wow, so smooth. Now, fuel consumption is, whoa, that was a little bit rough. Even for this adaptive suspension. Now, fuel consumption, trying to remember now because I got distracted by those buttholes. Okay, let's talk about power consumption. That's going to be easier to remember here. My power consumption was lowest. It's currently 17.7. My lowest was 15, but it started dropping at the end of my drive. And this is my, if you're regular to the channel, night drive, where there's like little traffic, driving between 60 and 80 kilometers per hour, open, simulating open road. So it's like anticipating lights and slowing down, in this case recuperating, and or letting go of the gas pedal. And what happens with the this hybrid system, when you have an empty battery, the system will kick in the petrol for short, and it will charge the battery and then disengage, and then you're driving electric. So it's not relying on the petrol, it keeps recharging the battery and then disengaging, and you're driving electric, which is more efficient because the electric motors are more efficient than the petrol. So you're not spending a lot of fuel. That's a good thing, because in other plug-in hybrids, the battery dies and the petrol kicks in and it's trying to charge it. It burns more fuel and it's not efficient. Renault has really did a great job in thinking that you're going to use the electric motors because they're more efficient. Fuel consumption, I'm trying to remember now. I did record that, so I'm going to cut it in case I did forget. I think it was like 5.5 liters, which is really not that bad. But again, with most of it being burned to just charge up the battery. But still efficient, very efficient if you need to drive on petrol. I'm gonna drive tomorrow and probably gonna edit this video tomorrow as well. So I'm gonna try to include my trip from Zagreb to Zadar. It's a 300 kilometer trip with what's left of the battery, and then I'm gonna see how much this is gonna spend on the highway driving 130. Cool thing, we have auto hold, great on the traffic lights. Now, if you watch the day review, I didn't reset the fuel consumption, so it was like really low. When you're driving electric, it's 0. You can see it here. Fuel consumption is 0. And because we're driving electric, and in that drive I also did fully electric. When I pick up the car, fully electric, and after the day review, fully electric. So I did around 80 to 90 kilometers, and when I've charged up the car or when I picked it up, it said 72 here, and I think it depends on the driving style of the the driver. But with my driving style, it increased to 100%, and when I've started driving off, it increased to 101. And I believe if you're driving, whoops, that was a really big manhole. If you're driving, you can definitely feel those 21-inch alloys. If you're driving more efficiently, you will actually lower your power consumption and the range will increase. So it really depends on the driver, and I believe with my driving style, I can maybe squeeze maybe 110, maybe 120 would be very optimistic, but I can squeeze maybe additional 5 or 10. 100 is like WVLTP, but I believe you can get it easily. Now we're gonna speed up here a little bit. I'm in the comfort mode. See, it's very stable here if I'm going faster. It's slightly leaning because it's tall, but it's good. I'm gonna floor it now. This is amazing because it's still driving electric, even when you floor it. If I kick it in sport mode, it's going to just kick in the petrol, which I don't want. I want to show you how fast it can go with driving electric. I'm flooring it now all the way. So 137 is 138 max electric. Just won't go forward. I'm just gonna slow down now to 100. Now it still is windy outside, and when I was filming the day point of view driving, it was really windy. But this car has a very good soundproof. This is 100. Now I'm gonna kick it to the sport mode. Not Eco Sport. There we go, red. That car is a bit slow, so I'm not gonna floor it yet. I need some distance. I think he's slow, so I'm going to just demonstrate the adaptive cruise control. I'm gonna set my speed here to 100. And it's gonna keep me in the lane. I can change the views here just as well, just a little demo. You have the maps. You have the cruise distance here. And lane assist. It's keeping you in the center. You saw that in the day review. You have beautiful displays here as well. So that is great. If you remove the side here, you can see that. Okay, now we're gonna disengage this and we're just gonna floor it all the way. Petrol kicked in. Well, that's too much. So recuperating back, but it's just very seamless acceleration. The petrol just pushes it. It's very fast, but very gentle, and you don't feel the petrol screaming, and it's not super loud when you're driving. It's like loud when it's charging it, but not super loud, because the Rafale is very well soundproofed, unlike the Symbioz that I've tested, although it wasn't a plug-in hybrid. But you know, now there's 80 here, but there's constructions a little bit further away, so I'm not really gonna drive 80 on the highway. No one is. But overall, I'm really happy with the car. It made such strong impressions. I can't wait for my tomorrow drive. But it's very, very good impressions. Very pleasant drive, good performance, and it's one of the few cars that made such an impression. See, this is where the construction begins. Now I'm actually going to slow down. I'm going to do some recuperation as well. Oh wow, they've closed the highway here, or no, it's just like a detour where the exit is. Yeah, okay. My exit's here. I'm just going to signal I'm exiting. Okay. Now, I've mentioned all the stuff, and those are mostly the pros. And honestly, I can't find any cons. It's a great car. If I'm like being picky, it has auto dimming inside mirror. The sides are not auto dimming, but you're taller, so usually that's not a problem. Someone's not going to blind you. Usually when you're lower, it's the SUVs that are blinding you. Honestly, I haven't noticed that the Matrix has engaged, although it is engaged in the infotainment, so I know it's on, but I just didn't see it work, or I just didn't pay attention to it. But I did test it in the Austral. It was working good. And by the way, the Austral facelift is getting this headlights, so and it's gonna look kind of familiar on the back as well as the Rafale. Now, cons. Well, we gotta talk about the price at one point. So that's the one thing that really hurts. I mean, this is the top spec or the top powertrain, and this is a top trim as well. Now, I'm not sure if you can get the plug-in hybrid in a lower trim, like I honestly didn't check the trims. I know there's an Atelier Alpine and there's a lower trim. I'm not sure if it's called Techno or something different, but I'm not sure if you can get it with a plug-in hybrid. But it's truly amazing. I can't wait to test the full hybrid with 200 horsepower. I'm really curious about the power consumption, fuel consumption on that one. That one has only 2 kilowatt-hour battery, which is a large battery for a hybrid. This one has a 22 kilowatt-hour battery. And by the way, I don't know how much the fuel tank costed because I didn't refuel it, but I did pay from my own pocket to charge the battery because I depleted it, and it was like €8 for like 40 cents per kilowatt hour. I think this one was 55 liters of fuel tank. You can check in the video description. There's going to be technical details, so you can just like check your current fuel price and just calculate that. Now, regarding petrol, I don't know if this is now warm. I mean, I've driven it a little bit. You can see here the energy flow. That's the only thing that maybe kind of worries me, like what's with the petrol? It's cold now. See, our fuel consumption is now like 0.9, so it's barely nothing. It's just short burst with the petrol. Water temperature is like good, I guess. So I don't know about the oil temperature, but I guess I did like kick it in and on a highway, so it really doesn't matter if it's just like short 0 to 100. It's mostly going to be doing with the electric motor first and then kicking in the petrol. But actually, there's a car, so I need to make sure this is safe. No traffic, so I'm gonna do it on the way back. But actually, we can just do it electric, I guess, 0 to 100. We're gonna go and check our headlights performance. Oh, it was the police, so it would be really inconvenient if I did 0 to 100 while they were incoming, because I would have to explain what I'm actually doing. And this is not something I do outside this job. I mean, I don't do 0 to 100s daily. It's just for a test. Yeah, there's some traffic here. Usually I do this test because there's no traffic, but okay. You know the drill. I'm not gonna go all the way anymore there, but well, this is really bright long beam and it's wide, so shoots almost all the way to the end, but I can't see the end. I know where it is, but it's, although I could have went a little bit further in, probably would see it. But excellent performance. Now we're gonna back up. The cameras help here, although I always use the mirrors. That's usually the safest thing. Okay, let's do 0 to 100 in fully electric mode, and then I might turn and do it with petrol. So this is, of course, comfort mode. Okay, so flooring it here, holding the brake, and then I'm going to release the brake. Okay, the petrol kicked in. Oh, it's fast. Wow, that was good performance, man. Okay, now I'm wondering about the sport mode. I mean, this was really impressive for a comfort mode. We got to do the sport mode now. And since we have this 4Control, we can just do an excellent U-turn. Okay. No traffic. Full stop. Hold the brake. Acceleration all the way. Petrol kicked in and release. Now it's louder, it's kicking faster. Whoa. I can't tell if it was faster compared to the first time, but it was louder. I'm not sure. I think like it was maybe faster with only comfort mode, but I might be mistaken. So that is that. Okay, so we're gonna kick it back into comfort. No one behind me. Okay, I love this. Accelerates so good. If you buy this car, you're gonna be really happy. I'm telling you, it's a really good choice, and I really love it. It's great, honestly. Such a smooth drive, but there's a big pro because plug-in hybrids, people don't charge them. If you're one of those people, you're gonna have a more efficient car because, again, it's gonna charge it a little bit and drive electric. But if you charge it, and seriously, if you're getting this, you must have an outlet at home or at work. Otherwise, there's no point. But if you charge it, you can drive electric for the most part, and then you don't have range anxiety or have to worry about charging stations when you're going on a longer trips. You just put some gas in it and you drive off and you don't care. But in the city, you're just gonna drive electric. It's more smoother drive and it's more pleasant. And you're gonna get used to it and you're gonna get hooked up to it because it's nice and quiet and it's really good. Yeah. This is like a personal setting I've set up just to show you here in case you didn't see the day review. I would suggest checking it out. So here I added sport steering, and maybe I should put it into dynamic. So here you can change from sport, comfort, or dynamic chases. That's a cool feature. So yeah, they really worked on that. And okay, let me show you this one here. Navigate to Avenue Mall Garage.
Navigating to Avenue Mall Garage.
That was perfect. That was super fast. So this Google new system works excellent. Let me just show you here. Actually, not that. It's a different view. Yeah, this one.
Turn left onto Jadranska Avenija. Continue on Jadranska Avenija for 1.5 kilometers.
Okay, mute that. Yeah, it's always funny. It completely pronounces the street names wrong, but sometimes it's fun to listen to it. Oh, look at that. There's an owl. Not sure if you saw it or not. Okay, here you can have almost like a full screen. And so if you're like playing with this, or your passenger is, or if you want to have it on music, you can have this here. And now the good thing, they've updated the cameras on Google, the speeding cameras. So hear this any moment now. Oh wait, since I've disabled the sound, oh, there it is. It's like a little sound just to let you know there's a speeding camera incoming. So there's one right over here on this pillar we just passed. Yeah, it's useful to have that kind of technology or embedded inside the infotainment, so you don't have to install Waze or have it on the screen, although you can if you really want to. And again, this car is freaking amazing. I mean, seriously, this is top notch. I mean, they really nailed it. They really nailed it. And I wish the price was a bit cheaper. It's 60K. I think I didn't mention it in the end. 60,000 euros. Super pleased with the car. And if you're on the market, I always say go do a test drive, and then if you can get a test drive, then you have to trust me. If you really want the plug-in hybrid, you're not going to regret it. It's a great plug-in hybrid. Now the only question is, how much does the battery cost if you want to keep this long time or long run? It's a larger battery, not too large, but I'm wondering what's the price. I don't know. I'm gonna maybe ask the PR if she can find out. That's my only concern if you want to keep this a long term, because the full hybrid has a smaller 2 kilowatt battery that cannot be that expensive, but this is a 22 kilowatt battery. And when I'm saying that, there's another EV I'm gonna get on test which has its primary battery 20 kilowatts, but it's just fully electric. So have in mind that they started increasing batteries in plug-in hybrids, and this is why you have 100 kilometers, which is pretty good. It's more than you need for daily driving, but even if you go like through a little road trip, you can actually do it all electric. And then the best part, if you have a home, you're driving dirt cheap if you're charging overnight. This is the pedestrian warning system. You can change the sound. There's a charger here, but I'm not gonna stay here. So, but this just like there's an option here to charge if you're here in Croatia. It's Avenue Mall, good shopping mall, and you have a. I'm not sponsoring them. They're not sponsoring me. I'm just saying it. So they have a cinema here. So come here sometimes. Yeah, that's our drive here. So concluding with 1 liter of fuel consumption, thanks to our test. Otherwise, it would be 0. If you want to see the full hybrid 200 horsepower, I'm going to get it in May, I believe. So subscribe to the channel and click the bell to get notified when I upload that video. It's basically the same car, just smaller battery. Still has 2 electric motors with the petrol. And the petrol in that one is not 150, it's I think 130 horsepower. So that's that. Just before we before we go off, you can see here the data of my drive, and I'm not sure if I've mentioned it in this video, but you can disable here my personal, and then here you can just like driving assistance, go into personal profile, and then disengage the limit change and audible overspeed warning. So if you drive a little bit faster, like we do in Croatia here, which is by the way legal, then you won't have this mandatory beep 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 for overspeed or speed limit change. Okay, this might have turned up a little bit longer than I've maybe wanted because of that 0 to 100, but hopefully you appreciated that, and you're gonna give this video a special like, maybe share it with your friend, and type a comment below, because that also helps me with the algorithm. So it's gonna promote the video to other people, and that's that. I'm just gonna do a walk around here in the garage as well. Here, look at this beauty. So it really is stunning looking car. I'm not really a huge fan of coupes, but the sharp lights on the back really look good, and I love it. I'm actually happy because I have it for a whole week, so I'm gonna enjoy it. And that's that. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.